Hey everyone, it's Jeff. Welcome back to Against the Storm. I have been looking forward to getting back to Against the Storm for a very long time. If you remember, we played about, I think, like a year ago at this point, and it was pre 1.0, and I could tell that it was a game that I really liked, and I wanted to save it until it hit full release so that I didn't burn myself out. And now that we're done with Terraformers, it seems like a great time to get back into it. So I have created a new profile. This is my new 2024 stream profile. This is what we will be playing from now on. We are starting from, I want to say 0, but I have finished the tutorial already. And I also accidentally played one game without realizing that my audio wasn't set up. So I have seen a couple things that are new. But in general, we're going to be coming at this blind, and we're going to be coming at this with no modifiers. So, let's jump into it, shall we? The biggest thing that's new, I believe, is these seals. I don't know what they do. I don't know what reforging means. But, I don't know. Seems like a thing to work towards. And I think we have to do it by the end of the cycle. So, as much as I would like to beeline out here and just get right to it, I think we can pull it off if we go here. Because we go here, then here, then here, and then here. So if we can get 4 cities in, we should be able to make pretty good speed towards this seal. Plus, it'll be nice to get a little extra food for the mastery progression unlock. So let's go with that. And I do like a good, well, maybe I don't. No, you know what? I think I'm going to diversify. I think I'm going to take a nice human and lizard start instead. I want more people who are good at more different things rather than just focusing 100% on being able to chop trees down. And of course, we're going to play on Viceroy. We're going Viceroy from day one. So if you've never seen Against the Storm, here is the idea. It's very similar to your Terraformer style of game. It is a resource management city builder, basically. And our goal is to fill our reputation bar, which is down here in blue, before our impatience bar fills up. Our impatience increases at a set rate, while our reputation increases based on things that we do in the game world. We can increase our reputation by making our people happy. We can increase our reputation by solving events that are inside these different glades. And we can also increase our reputation by getting orders, which is a thing that's going to come up through here. There's also some randomness to the game. You have perks that you can select. You have different buildings that you can select, different blueprints. And the thing that always has really interested me about Against the Storm is that every game is different. There are some games in this style where you can kind of just work out what the optimum, build is. And then you just pursue that build every single time you play. I have never felt I think I do want to probably open a Scary Glade first. I have never felt that is Against the Storm's kind of vibe. It feels like every time you play, it is slightly different, and you have to do slightly different things to win. And that's very interesting to someone like me. So, we have buildings that we can unlock, and buildings produce resources. This is kind of the backbone of what's going to make your settlement up, and you get to pick multiple of them. So with a weaver, we can produce fabric extremely efficiently. We can produce training gear sort of well. We can produce trade goods sort of well. With a lumber mill, we can produce planks extremely efficiently. With a leather worker, we can produce water skins extremely efficiently. The issue with the leather worker is that we don't have a source of leather or oil. So as nice as that would be, that's kind of out. And if we're going to take it for fabric, well, we'd probably want to take a 3-star weaver instead, because we don't really have anything we can use for pigment right now. Weaver, on the other hand, 3-star fabric, which we get out of these flax fields. Did I set priority on these? There we go. I didn't. So weaver gives us 3-star fabric, 1-star training gear, whatever. We don't really have anything to make that right now. And then trade goods, whatever. We don't really have anything to make that with right now. A lumber mill, on the other hand, planks, building material out of wood, scrolls. We could probably think about making scrolls. We're going to have good sources of plant fiber, and obviously we can use wood for it in a pinch. And pigment or wine, eventually we could probably find a way to make that. Plus, having trade goods around, maybe something kind of nice. I'm pulled towards lumber mill here, just because I think we could make use of all three of the things that it's offering us. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And then we're going to wait on the other two, because I want to see what my orders are first. The other little catch that you get is every time you embark, you have a mystery, which is like a positive effect. In this case, we have +3 to mushroom production, which is nice because we do have a mushroom field right here. And then we get extra mushrooms after every harvest. And then we also have negative mysteries. Negative mysteries make our life harder. So here, every time we're in storm, we have an additional -4 to resolve, which is how happy our people are. We also have... So let me finish these initial assignments here. We also have, at hostility 2, reputation doesn't lower our impatience, so it doesn't keep us further away from winning. We have villagers have a chance of dying every 15 seconds if they are unhoused during a storm. We have no sacrificing. I think... Oh, favoring. No favoring. Okay. I hadn't seen that one before. And then people consume twice the amount of food. The game moves through 3 seasons. You can see what season you're in up here in our little spinny dial. There is drizzle, there's clearance, and then there's storm. Drizzle and clearance are primarily used for things like growing farms, while storm is kind of the difficulty check in the game, where people get unhappy and where a lot of your negative modifiers fire. The other thing that influences that is your hostility score, which is basically how mad is the game at you right now. If you think back to Terraformers, this is your satisfaction, right? So as time increases, your satisfaction goes up, your hostility goes up, things get harder. Hostility increases by things that you generally have control over, though. The more woodcutters you have, the higher your hostility is. The more glades you open, the higher your hostility is. The more villagers you have, the higher your hostility is. So as you scale up, hostility increases, and it makes your life harder because it is what controls whether these mysteries fire or not. So these only happen at 2 and above. This happens at 3 and above. This happens at 4 and above. It's a little bit of mechanic soup, right? So just kind of bear with me for a bit, right? We're getting to it. Every year, you get to pick a cornerstone. And your cornerstones are perks, basically. They're buffs or effects that stay with you through the rest of that village. In this case, we're picking between pigments, which is just free pigment for every insects that we produce, or we're increasing copper bar, crystallized dew, and other metal production by 33%. Now, we took the... This is kind of where the decision making comes in for the game. We took lumber mill. Lumber mill can make scrolls at 1 star and trade goods at 1 star that both use pigment. So the more sources of pigment that we can generate, the better off we are. Do we have a way to generate insects right now? Not really. We have a 20% every time we harvest one of these nodes, and I think we have like a 10% off of trees. No, we have a 0% off of trees. But we have a 20% off of mushrooms. So we have some ways to make insects, and then that also prioritizes us producing insects in the future if we find an opportunity to do so. So we're going to take dye extractor, and then the last mechanic that we're going to see pop up before I do these last 2 blueprint choices is our orders. And our orders are quests, basically. It is the game giving us things to do. Here they are. So we open one of these, and we have a choice of 2 different options. We can either discover 4 glades to get these rewards, a bunch of building materials, and workers can hold more things, or we can fulfill our need for eating jerky 25 times, which gives us insect production, extra people, and a couple parts, which are crafting materials. Each of these also give us 1 reputation. So we kind of have to pick which quest we want. 4 glades, definitely easier at this point, but the rewards for Meat Lover are quite a bit better, because if we increase our insect production, we're also increasing our pigment production, which is increasing the overall productivity of our settlement. I am going to take Meat Lover, even though we don't have a way to make jerky, because I saved 2 of our blueprint perks. And so that's really going to incentivize us to find a building that produces jerky. We can also think about delivering 5 packs of building materials. We don't really have a building that does that right now. Or we can deliver an ancient tablet. I don't really want to make that choice right now. I'm going to wait until I get into my first glade to see if I actually have access to ancient tablets or not. Or, what was the other one? Or building materials. I'd like a more efficient building materials recipe. So now that we've seen some orders, we can pop back into our reputation rewards and we can go, okay, what makes jerky? What makes other stuff we're interested in? And we get a smokehouse, which is jerky at 3 stars. We can use insects for that. We have insects. So this seems like a great pick to synergize with our orders. We're taking it over something like Brickyard, which is, nice, but we don't really have clay or stone to make bricks right now. We don't really have clay to make pottery right now, and crystallized, we don't have any of that crap. So probably not Brickyard, and then also probably not Cookhouse, because we don't need the pigment. Biscuits we don't have flour for, and skewers we don't really have any of this stuff. It was just what we started with. Eventually it will run out. So I think it's pretty easy to take a smokehouse at this point. And then the last thing that we kind of want to look for is building materials. We don't see anything that gives us building materials here, but we do see a building that makes flour, which could be not bad. That lets us take some cooking recipes later. We also see barrels, which is helped by our greater plank efficiency. But then we also have a kiln, which makes extra jerky, so it can help out a little bit. It makes coal at 3 stars, which would be nice for cooking our jerky, and it makes bricks, albeit at 1 star, but it's better than the none stars that we're going to have to satisfy ourselves with. So I think we go kiln, and that's going to be our initial blueprint picks. So now we've kind of got everything set up. We've got the basics of an economy. We're going to have a lumber mill for planks. We've got scrolls to think about later. We've got a kiln, which we can use for generating our fuel sources. And we've got a little bit of food production. Now, in order to make these, we're going to need wood, fabric, and bricks. So we're going to pop back into our industry, and we are going to satisfy us with a crude workstation. So building you start with by default, it can make everything, but the recipes are horrible. They take extra resources, and they take extra long to craft. But right now, it's our only option. So we're going to go for about 6 of these, and we really don't know where bricks are going to come from right now, but we're going to take 6 of those. We get clay from this. We do get a little bit of clay from flax fields, so that's something, but the production rates on this crude workstation are not anything stellar. And then the last thing we'd like to set up is, I don't know, eventually we want to build all 3 of these, but I think maybe a lumber mill is the most important, because the sooner we can get the lumber mill up, the sooner we can get our plank production up, and the faster we can build other buildings that require planks, like not a kiln and like a smokehouse. So you guys are going to work on that. And then I also just have an idle builder. So one of the things I'd like you to work on is a little bit of housing. These each hold 3 people. So we're going to need at least 3 of them for now, and more later. And then I'd also really like someone to work there. So I think you're going to come off of this woodcutter, and you're going to come work in here for a bit, just so I can get my materials moving. Honestly, maybe both of you are going to come in here and work for a bit. It drops our hostility, which is kind of nice, but more importantly, it just gets our initial construction materials out the door that much faster. And then we're going to prepare to open these glades up. We're not going to do it yet, and you'll see why once we open one, but we're going to prepare to. We're just going to lay the groundwork. But yeah, that's basically it. That's our drizzle season over with. We are now into clearance. Oh, right, I turned on auto pause. Okay, I was like, did the game freeze? There's a setting that I don't think was there last time I played. If you go into gameplay, no. If you go into general, no. If you go into gameplay, The autopause. This wasn't here last time I played, so I turned autopause on for everything so that I can actually, like, maybe think about fast forwarding time just a little bit. Kind of speed this game along. Because it does, an average game of Against the Storm is longer than an average game of Terraformers, if you never speed up. If you do speed up, it's a bit better. We can also look at our last order. Did we get anything here? No. We're still waiting on that one. And we're still waiting on that one because if I open either of these glades and I don't see any ancient tablets, I could, like, conceivably take building materials. It wouldn't be that bad. So bring you over here, clear some space out for these homes. Get those built. And then the next season is Storm. So Storm is when people get upset. It's not going to be that bad year one, but it's going to be that bad pretty much like every subsequent year, if I had to say. We'll get one house up here. We'll set up a little bit of road. Just keep villagers moving a little faster. The other thing that's interesting is that it's like it's a bit of a worker placement game, but it's also a bit of like a workflow efficiency game, right? So we have our main warehouse here, which is where all of our crap gets stored. This human here is going to walk out of the lumber camp, chop this tree down, grab a wood, bring it back to the building. Then they're going to walk out of the building, drop all the wood off into the warehouse. So it benefits you to kind of put that whole production chain of chop wood, drop off at building, and then drop off at warehouse in the same place. Although there's more trips that go between resource node and building than there are between building and building. That's why I've got like the herb garden down here set up pretty much exactly on the mushrooms. And then this harvester's camp set up pretty much exactly on the flax. It's just to minimize the travel distance. So there's a little bit of sort of like placement efficiency going on, which is fun. So it's a fun time. We are slowly working on having enough clay to get these bricks built, but we do need 4 for the lumber mill to go up. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen, given that you are the only place we get clay from. We're kind of waiting on you to deliver it. Can we build any of our other buildings in the meantime? You need bricks, so no. You don't need bricks, so yes. I think you might end up going over here in that case. And then here's Storm. So we're going to move you out of the way. You can come like here. We're going to extend this road out for a bit. Set up our smokehouse. Just because I want something for people to do. And then let it rip. So we're still at hostility 0. We have no mysteries to worry about, but you can see that people are significantly more unhappy in Storm than they were at previous periods in their life. Now the bright side about Storm is it's like half as long as the other seasons. Storm's like 1:40. Other seasons I think are like 3.5 minutes. So you don't have to spend as long here. But it can still be pretty bad if you're not prepared, and some of the mysteries make it absolutely brutal. For now, we're just going to weather this one, and we'll worry about it a bit more later on into the game. As we just wait for our... Oh, you found bricks. How about that? Alright. So, when this building comes online, I don't want either of these made. I don't need them yet. What I do want is planks, and I want you to go to about 30 of them. So it's going to use 90 wood. We do only have 50 right now, but we can make more. And then more importantly, you no longer make planks. You spend 8 wood to make 2 planks. You spend 3 wood to make 2 planks. You also do it in under 30 seconds, whereas you take almost a minute. That is the difference between efficiency 0 and efficiency 3. And when you're operating on a game that's measured in minutes, saving 30 seconds per crafting operation is a huge deal. So one of you is going to come out of here, and one of you is going to come into here. That's just a more effective use of your time right now. And then with the planks that you make, we're going to build the smokehouse. I might also move you out of the way. Soon. Not now, but soon. so that I can put the kiln in here. And then that's the end of storm. So what do we want to do for drizzle? Well, first we want to take newcomers. Every year, we have the opportunity to take new people into our settlement. They also come with a small number of resources. In this case, you're bringing me 2 bricks, and a bunch of clay, and a bunch of roots, and because you're beavers, you are more effective at working in these buildings that have woodworking as a proficiency. So I think you're going to come in here, and then you're going to come in here. And we're going to be pretty pleased with that overall. We also have our cornerstone pick for the season. We lose all stored fuel in order to get +1 to wood production. And this is an ephemeral pick, which means that if we unpause, for example, to spend our wood, we can't pick it anymore. Now, we know that we're pretty low on wood right now already. I don't know what other fuel we have. We have 20 sea marrow that we would also lose. However, that basically doubles our wood production. Actually, I think it quadruples our wood production. Because every time we produce wood, we get an extra 1, and each of these trees produce 2 wood. No, it would double it. You're stupid. You're going to go from 2 to 4. That's great. That's very good, and we would willingly sacrifice all of our fuel to do it. Now, it might mean that our hearth goes out, because our hearth slowly consumes fuel over time. And if the hearth goes out, people get very upset about that. So, people might be very upset for a short amount of time, but then after that short amount of time is over, they're going to be loving life. Because we are just going to generate so much more wood. So I think, at least me personally, I'm pretty okay with that. Now, as this building goes up, we don't want to make pottery. We don't want to make pottery. We don't want to make incense. We do want to make jerky. We'll go to like 50 on that. I don't want you to spend all of it. And you can use wood for now, but I would like you to use coal when it's available. So we're just going to mark that as priority, even though we don't have it right now. Also, if you manage to find meat anywhere, sure. I don't know where you would find it, but if you do find it, feel free to use it. I will not stop you. And then the last building that we're going to set up is our kiln. And we're going to put it over here because the arrow is slightly closer to the warehouse. You might think that I'm crazy. I might tell you that it matters. I don't know if it matters or not. It might. Who really knows? Now, specialization bonus here for warmth and meat production. That is lizards on both counts. They love it in here. So I'm going to put you in there. And then I'm going to find 1 lizard that I can relieve of duty somewhere else. None? Okay, I am going to find a woodcutter that I can relieve of duty. Because I want a free builder to work on this kiln. And after that, it's going to get a little dicey. Because I don't have an extra person to spend after that. The other thing that we can do here is that each species has a resolve threshold. And once they go beyond that threshold, they start giving you reputation. Lizards are only 1 away right now, and I can favor them, which increases it by 5, but decreases the other 2 by 5. We can afford that hit, and I want to get as much reputation as possible, so we're going to spend a little time favoring lizards. We also have new orders to pick, but we haven't opened a glade yet, so I can't take them just yet. It's okay. We'll be a little patient. Now, after this kiln goes up, I do think that our economy will be ready. 2 minutes on jerky, 6 and 5 versus 4 and 1. Okay, I lied. You will never make jerky. You are only here for coal. But you will do a good job at making coal. After this kiln goes up, I think our economy will be ready to go. We will be firing on all cylinders, as it were. And I think the other thing that's probably going to happen here after you're done with those boards is you're going to come into the hearth and you're going to come into this kiln, the lizard that was previously in the hearth. Because, again, they love it in here. It's great news for them. You're going to go to like 20 bricks, and then you're no longer going to make bricks, which means all you do in here is fabric. I actually think that I can just boot you out of here and have you cut even more trees, because our wood is struggling right now. And then also, let's open this glade up. Let's see what's going on in here. Our settlement produces a lot of different things. I feel like we're reasonably well equipped for it. Let's get our last shelter up so that nobody's homeless. You can come out here. We'll run a road out here and then around that corner. So let's talk about the glades, now that we're about to open one. Glades have a bunch of stuff in them. They'll usually have some resource nodes. This one's got slick shells and a giant clay deposit, which is great for our bricks. It's got a supply cache. We have some choices we can make here. We can either smash it open if we have the resources to get this stuff that's listed, or we can use tools to send it back to our smoldering citadel to get reputation and a little bit of money. Then there's other events. This is a salvage event. We can either rebuild it to turn it back into this building. It produces tools at 3 stars, pipes, and barrels. Or we can salvage it to get a bunch of random stuff. I don't know what I want to do with that yet, so I'm going to leave it. And then we also have a glade event. And these are the big deal, right? So first of all, if you fail it, which is you don't do it by the time this timer finishes, you suffer a penalty. The penalty here being -5 to global resolve forever, and 1 impatience point. Obviously, we would like to avoid that. That would be bad. We could either burn it down using fuel that we don't have yet, but that we can make, or we can attempt to calm spirits, which we don't have the resources for. If we calm the spirits, we get +2 to global resolve per unique service building. We don't really have any of those right now, so that's not very good. If we burn it down, we get a bunch of food. So given that our economy is kind of configured to burn it down very easily, since we set up this kiln, we're going to be doing that. We just have to wait until we have an appropriate amount of coal, and then we will be raising that building to the ground. And when we do, we'll get a little grain, which we don't really have a use for, and we'll get a little pie, which we also don't really have a use for. However, people can eat it, and they will feel good about themselves. So I guess in some ways maybe that's a positive. Now what I want to do with this tool shop. Tools are good. The problem is we don't have any way to make metal. You need either copper bars or crystallized dew to make them. We can't do that. Same thing with pipes. We can't really do that. And barrels, there's a lot of other buildings that make barrels, and it's just at 1 star. So I'm kind of pulled towards salvaging this one, to be very honest with you. It'll give us some planks, which is nice. It'll give us a little bit of metal. We can trade that metal eventually to maybe get some extra money out of it. But I just don't think we have need of a tool shop right now that is that far away from the core of our city. Now, how are you guys doing on coal? I think you're going to need a little help. We need, what, 15? I think we got to get you some help. So why don't you come in here? We're going to have you work double time on that. And then I'm also going to start staffing this thing immediately. The problem is that I can't take people off of wood cutting to do it, because then we run out of wood, and that's very bad. So I think instead we have to turn our 2 gathering camps off, and we have to have a human come over here and take care of it. There's our last house going up. So everybody is now housed. Everybody's feeling positive about this. And we're just going to have you guys start carrying coal over as it's ready, basically. It's telling us that scouts are idle. That's fine. We know they're idle. They're not going to be idle forever. Oh, the other thing. Did we find any ancient tablets in here? No. Did we find building material? No. In that case, I want to see what's in these other orders, so I'm just going to make a decision. I think that I would rather have +1 to planks production, given that we have a very efficient planks producing building, and that we're pretty light on clay. So I'm going to take the building materials, and then we can start to look at some other things. Like, keep beaver resolve above 20. I think there's a world where we can probably do that. Deliver 40 stormwater. It's a little difficult for us to do because we haven't unlocked the buildings that would allow us to do this very well. We'll take the beaver resolve. Cut through to discover 2 dangerous or forbidden glades to get 7 tools. I like that. Deliver 18 packs of crops. I don't have a great way to either make crops or the items that you would use for packs of crops. So we'll take the dangerous glade. And then have 8 lizard houses and fulfill needs for eating skewers 50 times. I don't see a world where that happens. But I also don't see a world where this happens, so we might wait on that one. That one looks challenging to do currently. And then we're just going to let it roll for a bit. So you guys are finishing up your coal. After you're done with that, you're going to go and deliver it, presumably. That will let you go and put it in the altar. We're fine on time. It's going to take 4 minutes. We have 10 minutes to do it. We'll be okay on that. They will catch up on coal in a hurry. The other thing we could think about doing is we could set up a stonecutters camp way out here. It's a long ways away from civilization, but it is one of the only ways that we have of getting clay in a sustainable way right now, because this node is about to disappear, and that's bad. Also bad is that we're in storm. So let's do some math, right? We're at hostility 1. I don't want to be at hostility 1. My beavers will not survive. They are way too upset right now. No matter, well, actually not even no matter what. You know, I think if we just trim a single woodcutter like that, we drop to hostility 0. That puts beavers at 8. Then they're going to go to 4 because you get -4 in storm, but we're at hostility 0. Which means I can put a human in here and we should be fine. You should go to 4. You do go to 4. We can even keep favoring lizards. So we're good. We are weathering the storm just fine. We have 8 fuel ready to be delivered, but we're working on more every day. We're also able to burn that fuel now. I'm even going to turn all of this off. I only want you to burn coal. It's just a more sustainable way to use fuel, right? 1 wood burns for 12 seconds. And we can turn 1 wood into half a coal. Well, we can turn 2 wood into 1 coal. So we can either burn fuel for 24 seconds or 40 seconds. It's twice as efficient. And I think that's the kind of thing that we're interested in if we want to stretch our resources out right now, which we do. So they're going to take the first couple rounds for the Ancient Hearth. And then after that, we're going to get to drop it off at the Glade event. And we're still fine. We have like 2 minutes to finish the delivery. And then storm is over. So now that storm is over, we can get people back to work in woodcutter shops. You can come back out of here. We need wood coming in continuously. There. Storm over. Okay. We can take 3 plant fiber per minute, or we can have newcomers get more stuff for every hearth level gained. We have not yet leveled up our hearth, so I don't think we're going to be doing that, but we also don't really need fiber delivery line. So maybe we can think about leveling up our hearth here. The way we do that is we build 4 decor items, which we can do. If we trim these 3 trees, we can put 4 decor items there, and then we can accept newcomers. So we can just ask it to wait for a little bit. Oh, you know why it's not working? I never clicked investigate. That's why they're not claiming cold. There we go. Okay. All right. Delivery is being made. Good. And then as soon as this fills up, they'll do it again. So when we do get this newcomer wave, what are we looking for? Well, I'd really love to have more lizards, because lizards like being in the smokehouse to make jerky. They like being in the kiln, and they also like being in the hearth. You get a specialization bonus for warmth. lizards would be quite good. On the other hand, beavers are incredible at production in woodcutters. I would not mind having more beavers. And I also just wouldn't mind having more people overall because we don't have any of our gathering posts staffed right now. So that's a whole bunch of resource income that we could have that we don't have. It could go either way, is what I'm trying to say. But in order to get there in the first place, let's set up our decor. So we'll have like a couple barrels here. We'll have a pair of benches here, and then we'll build another pile of barrels there. And this will just be like a nice place on the forest edge that people can come to hang out in. It'll just be a nice... Oh, you need one more charge. All right, fair enough. It'll just be a nice time. They don't like, there's no cosmetics for them. The only thing you use decor for is actually like this gamified mechanic, but it's an opportunity to make your village look nice. So why wouldn't you take it when the game tells you that you have to do it and it just doesn't really matter where you put them? You know? So we'll have our free builder work that. This is now in progress. You can see them burning this down. Getting rid of this hideous monument. Good. Very good. When you're done with that, we'll have some pie that we can work with. We'll have some grain that we have no use for currently, but we can find stuff to put it in. And then you can finish this barrel so that generous gifts is actually turned on. So you can see now it's expected gain 40%. And if we come in here, we now get more stuff when people come in. So we have the option of taking 2 beavers, a lizard, and a human versus 1 human, 1 beaver. Remember that you are penalized for having more people as far as your hostility goes. But in this case, I think lizards are so valuable to us that we would take the migrant wave with higher people anyway. And I think we would have you come to work in the jerky facility. Then with the other 2 beavers, you can get in here, and you can get in here, and then we can get a human working in our herbalist camp again. We can keep clearing out these mushrooms. Actually, we should not do that. You should not do that. You should come in here, because we get bonus mushrooms only in drizzle. So we actually want to save this thing for drizzle only, basically, to extract the maximum amount of food possible from it. You guys are busy clearing. I think you might be able to move down here. Maybe think about opening a second glade. And then the other thing that we can do at this point is we can get a trade route set up. Or not a trade route, sorry. We can get a trading post set up. The trading post, I would really like to go here because I want to save this corridor for potential production buildings. But I kind of need you to move. Hey, you're on your last charge. I'll just be patient. Once this goes away, we liberate this entire space. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to drop it off. You're going to haul these things to the warehouse. And then you actually don't have anything to do anymore. This human will probably come work down here in that stonecutter's camp. Good. You are now idle. So this, we can just put somewhere, right? We could destroy it. You get 100% of your resources back for gathering camps specifically if you destroy them. But we don't need to destroy it. We can just wait and see if like another gathering node pops up. And then we can get a trading post set up. So a trading post, we don't need to travel to it. We can just like put it off somewhere where nobody's going to bother it. And just let it sit there. I guess I have orders. I can't check them yet because we're kind of gated behind one annoying one. I want to get a couple more blueprint picks first. So each of these little blue pips down here is a blueprint reward for our reputation. As our reputation increases, we get more to pick from. We just haven't increased our reputation yet because we're slow. We could break you open for a bunch of stuff, or we could send you to the Citadel. I can't do either currently. I can't work this nest because I don't have a big trapper's camp. I could loot you. -6 to global resolve to get skewers, ale, and leather. Or I could send you to the Citadel if I had amber and packs of provisions. I have neither. Let's get our trade route built and see if we can trade to finish the one that gives us rep, because it would get us very close. Oh, you're at 14? Ugh. I guess I don't need to favor you anymore. Let's see if we can get this reward together, just because I would like to pick something. Because I don't think we took the skewers reward. Oh, we did take the skewers reward. Okay, interesting. Because here's what I'm thinking. If we loot it, we get 20 skewers. Which means we'd have to find 30 more. Which is admittedly a lot of skewers. But if we did, then that would be an easy order to finish. Would I take it over 40 oil and 40 flour? Well, no, because we got 30 grain. And you can turn grain into both flour and oil if you find the right building for it. We need a rep point. We need a rep point. We need to see a building that will allow us to do something with any of these. So Zorg, I think what I need you to do... Oh man, he brought skewers too. Oh. He's got an herb garden too. Oh. I wonder if I can sell enough to him. He's got oil too. I think this is going to be easier, because we'd need a lizard house blueprint anyway. So I think we do this. We need to deliver 40 oil and 40 flour. I'm more concerned with the oil. If I bought 40, that would be 10 amber. I can't afford that. We need to pursue an alternative plan. We're going to build a makeshift post. That's going to allow us to make packs of provisions, and then I need to scrounge together 15 amber. Which is 18 amber worth of crap. Good lord. So pigment's free. You can get rid of that. Planks, kinda free. Also not really worth much. This is going to break your bank. Parts are worth a lot, but we kind of need them. I don't think I can afford to do this, and I'm not willing to attack him. So you can attack him, it kills a couple of your villagers, it gains you impatience, and it means that traders don't show up as often in the future. I'm not willing to do that. I can get rid of some fabric. I can get rid of another 10 planks. I can't immediately think of things that I would use reeds for. And now we gotta start to make some difficult choices. That's so close to getting you there. This basically means I can't build a camp. I hate that. I hate that so much. But I think this is the way that it has to be. Trade. Build this makeshift post. Do not make crops. Do not make provisions. Or do not make building materials. Use these eggs to make 10. Because you only need 9. What else can you use in this that we have access to? Insects. Which are getting poached by your jerky recipe. But it's fine. This is dire times. This is not ideal. But I think we're gonna be able to make it work. I hope we're going to be able to make it work anyway. Also, you're idle, so you can get out of here, and then you can come work in here. And storm is coming. I'm not thrilled with that. We also did find more flax. More flax does mean more insects. So I think we wouldn't mind staffing that again. Once we have a person for it, which we do because it's storm. So we're going to unassign all of our woodcutters. We are at 173 wood, which is a pretty good spot to be in. Why don't both of you come in here? Why don't one more of you come in here? And then we kind of need to rebuild our fabric stocks. So one of you can come in here. And one more of you can come in here to rebuild our plank stock because we just sold a bunch of them. We cannot get under hostility 1. We will be at hostility 1 this season no matter what, so it is going to be a -8 to resolve. Currently, we can handle that. That should currently not be a problem. Now, it's a little ropey right now, but we're doing okay. We could think about, so this needs to be priority 1, but we could think about turning this on, consuming all of our wood to do it, and going to 6, so that we can finish this pack, 5 actually. Go to 5 so we can finish our pack of building materials order. That gives us improved plank efficiency. It'd be 3 wood into 3 planks, which is, you know, I don't need to tell you, very good. So I think that's one that we'll want to pursue. And you can really see the effect of our woodcutter's prayer starting to take off here. We're at 148 wood. We don't need to chop a lot of wood anymore. We'll still do some of it, but we don't need to do a lot. Now, am I willing to open any of these small glades? I don't think so. Small glades don't have these disaster events in them that are like, do this, otherwise the bad things are going to happen to you. What they do have is just random resource nodes. And I don't feel like I need random resource nodes right now. I think we're fine on that. Why are you just clicking? Oh yeah, because I need to find people to work in this thing for Drizzle. I think that would be a positive experience for people to have. You can go down to 1 person so that we have literally anyone continuing to produce wood. But I'd really rather it be a beaver. So why don't you come out of here? You come out of here. We'll just have 2 humans working here. You can be a beaver. And then we'll have 1 lizard who's just kind of like a roaming, you know, construction lord, basically. So just clear this swath out. Maybe we will hack into these 2 glades, increase our hostility for no reason, and then see if there's any good resource nodes in there. We're also at 6 packs of provisions. You're working on 9. That's beautiful. We're actually going to get that done. I need to find people to work that event, though. You're idle. Get out of here. You only need 1 of them. Get out of there. Ship this to the Citadel, and that will give us enough reputation to select our first blueprint. Well, our first blueprint that, like, we've earned. We also get our cornerstone. Global production speed is 33% faster, but traders arrive slower, versus gathering speed is decreased by 50 until we use 300 resource node charges. I don't know about that. I guess deserted caravans is fine. Like, global production speed is pretty good. The other thing that we can do with the trading post is we can call people immediately if we really need to see a trader at the cost of impatience. But like global production speed of 33%, that just means everything happens faster. Our plank recipe is down to 21 seconds. We make 6 planks a minute. It's like we're playing Factorio. It's unheard of productivity levels. Now, as more people show up, it's actually like 1 lizard in the smokehouse and 1 in the kiln is keeping up just fine. I actually think I just need bodies to throw into harvesters' camps. Because the harvesters' camps are where we're getting the insects to actually, like, keep the jerky recipe running. Six, yeah. You should be able to do that anytime. I actually don't think you need to make that anymore. Why don't you only make packs of building materials? Yeah, we're at 9 and 9. We don't need any of those anymore. If we need more of them, we can just make them. And then we're getting insane mushrooms. So each of these 1 gathers is giving us 4 mushrooms. That's a very positive experience for our overall food supply to have. We have 71 mushrooms. It's great news. We just need to remember to turn this off when drizzle ends, because, like, this resource node is going the distance for us. We also have fertile soil, but we don't have a farming building. So there's, like, a lot of things that we kind of want to see out of this blueprint pick when we eventually get to it. We also don't have enough clay to salvage this yet, but we're thinking about it. We're thinking about what that'll be like. I also don't think I need you. I think I can just subsist off of 1 woodcutter's camp now. We'll see. This is newcomers. We almost have to take these parts just so that we have them available. It sucks that it's 5 people. It's really going to hurt our hostility. But I think we take the parts just because we had to trade all of them away. And then we might be done taking people for a little while. Could I think about making scrolls yet? You know, you actually kind of could. I think I'd rather spend plant fiber on it and use a little bit of pigment. But I don't want a ton of these. I only want you to go to like 40. That's basically just so that if we see them as an option in a Glade event, we have them available to us immediately. And then with Drizzle over, you guys get out of here. You're gone. I want 1 person working on fabric. And then I really want you to just juice this lumber camp. I want you to get it going. I don't know where stone came from, but this is also something that you can do with this season. Come and salvage this building. And then if we discover 1 more dangerous glade with risky expedition, that will unlock an order. So maybe we do that. Not this season, but like probably next season. I think we might go and kick that off. So that would just be like cut your way in like that, I think. Yeah, looks about right. So we're getting close to finishing our first couple orders, which is nice. That's really going to get our blueprint train going. Also finishing this event in 2 minutes is going to get our blueprint train going. And then we can start to pick up some of these buildings that we might need. You know, something that makes oil, something that makes flour, something that beavers like, because beavers having a pretty miserable time lately. I'm also noticing we have a homelessness issue, which I think we might just cut this swath of the forest out to deal with. We will be at Hostility 1 this season, but we do need to be careful about Hailstorm, of just like having people die every 15 seconds if they're unhoused. That would be a negative outcome, let's say. I guess maybe we could even just put some like here. Like shelter here, shelter here. That houses 6 people. We have 7 people homeless. It'll come close. We're done with big delivery. I will happily take my +1 to planks production. You don't need to make these anymore. You don't even need to work in that building anymore. And then we get our reputation choice. So we have an improved herbalist camp. That's fine. We have an improved foragers camp. That's fine, but I don't think we have deposits that we need either of those for right now. It's all Trapper Camp right now. Trapper Camp is the big one. These we can deal with the buildings we currently have. So we're basically just taking small farm by default, which is fine. It's renewable grain, which means renewable oil, renewable flour. But I would rather have the building that also produces them. It's okay though, we still have time. That building could yet show up. We're not stressed, we're not worried. You're good on fabric? Yeah, you're fine on fabric. And then our Glade event finishes. Come on. It's our improved Trappers Camp. You know, I will. And I'll build one too. This enables jerky in a pretty significant way, because we're going to get a lot of meat out of these brood mothers, and we're going to get a lot of meat out of these nests, to the extent that we might even make 2 of those. We'll see if I want to go that crazy with it. The other thing we might want to think about doing is clearing out this fertile soil area, just in case we actually want to farm it. I think we have enough grain just from scavenging it, but in case we don't, let's clear it out. And then where are my 2 lizards? They're both idle. That's great news, because you're both going to come work in here. Also, I'd have like 7 idle people. How long has that been there? That's not right. Oh, you know what? They were all working events. That's where they were. And now I have access to them again. Yeah, so you guys get in here. You don't need to work there. I don't think you're going to be able to break into that glade before the end of the season, but I do think that I want +1 insect. Give me that. And then how about some of these orders? Keep beaver resolve above 26. Unlikely, I would say. Deliver 15 provisions, deliver 15 crops. So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure if we go to recipes and we search crops, that we can use grain for that. We can. And we can now grow grain. So packs of crops have become a much more favorable thing for us to be able to produce. And we produce them even faster if we finish it. So we're going to go with that. Building materials we can definitely do. We will take that. And then open or send 4 abandoned caches to the Citadel versus rebuild or salvage 3 destroyed buildings and deliver 15 provisions for some tools. I think it's more likely that we can break open 4 caches than find abandoned buildings. So let's go with that. Now, we really want to see a flower building. We have not seen a flower building. That's bad news. We don't love that. We could make water skins fairly easily. Like, we have leather and meat coming in, and a more efficient fabric recipe isn't bad. But this doesn't do anything. Also, you can actually make pigment out of coal? Okay. Maybe leather worker does enough things that it's interesting to take in that case. Now, where would I want to put it? I guess just like over here. Just like stick it back here somewhere. Clear those 2 trees. Ignore these. I think this is start of storm? No, 4 seconds. Okay, now it's start of storm. You see all this shit? We need to get rid of that immediately. Let's drop to 2. We actually still are affected by hailstorm. We're going to need to build 1 more house. And I guess it's going to need to go here. I hate this positioning. But it's kind of where it needs to go. Sure. It'll work. It's fine. Stop favoring you, because that's a problem. So you can see that storms are starting to get pretty bad at this point. I would say that we are not really currently having like a super time. And in fact, we may lose some beavers and lizards here as this storm progresses. They're simply not happy enough. And what we could do is we could sack just a little bit of wood. And if we sack a little bit of wood, it drops us to hostility 1, and then they'll be fine. So our woodcutters are just going to have to work a little harder next season, but we can live, at least. I'm not happy about it, but it works. And then I also want to think about breaking into these caches. We don't have a way to make tools, so I think we're probably just going to smash all of them. We also need to turn you back on. What am I thinking? I'm just sitting here like wasting idle worker time. Packs of building materials, I need to go to 15. Packs of crops, I need to go to 15. Oh, I can use mushrooms. That's great news. And packs of provisions, I can use meat. I need to go to 15. I would like 2 people to work here, just to get them done faster. And you're gonna be fine. You'll be okay. Alright, end your sacrifice. You don't need that anymore. Check your cornerstones. Gain an ancient tablet for every 2 completed glade events. Ancient tablets are big money. So I think we're gonna do that. And then we'll continue to get more. So that'll be good. We are going to staff our woodcutters. We actually have 6 beavers available. No tree is safe. We are going to make wood this season. And then I also want to get some mushrooms coming in. And that's our workforce. We have 1 idle builder, which is fine. I like having 1 just roaming builder to take care of random things around the village. So we're going to clear this spot out to make a leather worker. When newcomers show up, which is in 4 minutes, I think we'd really... Well, no, I need to find a lizard from some... I might take a lizard out of this trapper's camp to work in the leather worker. Because I think lizards like the leather worker. I'm not positive. I guess we'll find out. You come over here and clear this farmland out. We'd like to get that going for renewable grain for packs of crops. In here we have a furnace. We could make copper bars. But I don't think we took a building that makes tools. We could also tame you. 5 insects per minute. That's so good. I would love to have 5 insects per minute. How do we make that happen? We don't, quite simply. We can't produce any of these things. So I have to burn you down. And then harvesting and planting are slower. It doesn't matter. We don't harvest or plant. You 2 get out of here. Investigate this. Risky expedition done. Wait, does this give us enough tools? Hold on. No, we're 1 short. Oh, no. No, man. Oh, well. Tried my best. Temple Tavern Beaver House. So we know that we can make scrolls. We can't do it very well, but we can make scrolls. We can't make any of these other things. But I don't think Sacrament of the Flame is, like, as good. Actually, maybe it is. Bonus is added retroactively. So you just burn resources to reduce hostility? That's actually crazy. We will be taking a temple, and I would love to build it just like immediately. You need to go to 10, and then I need someone to work here. You get out. You get in. Where are you going to put the temple? I don't know. It needs to be in range. It can fit right there. It's a little out of the way, but maybe that's fine. You know, temple's kind of out of the way of things sometimes. You have skewers, grain, pigment. Copper, bricks, pie. Because we have semi-renewable copper out of these clay deposits. We just don't have a building that makes tools. That's the problem. So maybe we wait for one more rep pick. And then if it's a building that produces tools, we rebuild that. And if it's not a building that produces tools, then we don't rebuild it. Maybe that's our heuristic. And I think that's a fine heuristic. You are officially done with work. Where do I want to assign you instead? Currently, I think nowhere, but I would like to have you work this farm when the farm is constructed. We'll set up a small farm here, and we'll run a road out to it just literally along here, which looks like it'll link up just fine. We also need to set up small field. Newcomers? I don't think I can take newcomers. I don't. I think our economy is already very stretched. Despite the fact that you bring insects, I can't take 5 people on. It would raise our hostility too high. Maybe if we build the temple, and okay, here's what we need to do. We need to find a building that makes oil, because if we sack oil, it increases global production speed. And if we have Sacrament of the Flame running, then we reduce hostility. You see what I'm going for? We got an engine. There's an engine being constructed, and the engine is just burn oil to reduce hostility and then play forever, and also get faster production speed out of it, which is also very good. That's the plan, because we can grow grain. Grain makes oil. But I need an oil producing building first. Just any building that produces oil. Chop all of these trees. Get them out of here. Also, a building that makes training weapons would not go amiss right now. Anyways, there's a lot to do right now. So this temple, I'm just going to leave for now. If we find a building that makes oil in our next reputation pick, then I will immediately accept newcomers, staff it, and start sacking oil. But let's just see if that plan comes together first. I forgot to disable you. There's a lot of moving parts. But it's fine. We want the small farm built. How are you out of boards? Oh, because you just built the temple. Duh. I was going to say that it doesn't make sense. That does not compute. You could come down here and like work berries in clearance. It's something for you to do. I think we've got a good plan here, though. We just need our blueprints to come through. Now, if they don't, we have a little bit more of a problem, I'm not going to lie. But it's not a problem that we can't solve by just opening a ton of dangerous and forbidden glades. We have a good economy. We produce a lot of different things. So we've got good versatility there, good flexibility. This one's actually probably not that difficult to open. We can just extend this road framework out here. Alright, that's storm. Remove woodcutters. We are at hostility 2, but nobody is unhoused, so we can ignore hailstorm. We also get to see our last order now. Oh, when did you finish? Yeah, absolutely. Fulfill need for ale. Fulfill need... Deliver ale and then fulfill need for ale. We don't have a leisure building. Do all three of these for 30 tools. That's so many. Alright, sure. Okay, people are mad. Here's what we need to do. The three of you get into here. You sacrifice 1 wood to drop your hostility. I'm just waiting for the hostility to drop further. Why are you still upset? Okay, they're just going to be mad this season. And you could also sack coal. At 56. If it gets dire, that's why I got a blueprint. It's flour. Okay. What do we need flour for again? Oh yeah, for population influx. So here's the thing. We can take a provisioner to make flour. We can also make packs of provisions out of the grain that we grow. But we can't do anything with the flour. Yet. And you can't do anything with the packs of provisions. Yet. On the other hand, you could make a lot of skewers with a cookhouse. And if you can scrape together flour from, like, somewhere, you can put these together. You also get a very efficient pigment recipe. Don't you already have a 2-star pigment recipe? Somewhere? No? Wait, really? No, we had a pigment recipe. Pigment. It's in the leather worker. We never built the leather worker. We should probably do that. I did kind of forget that I was going to build you. So that lets us make water skins, which are just nice to have on hand. Lets us make fabric, which is just, you know, nice to have on hand. And it lets us make pigment, which I should save it. Go to 20. Okay. So we're good on pigment. We'd be taking a cookhouse for only skewers, because we don't have flour for biscuits. I think provisioner is the safer pick. At a minimum, we can sell packs of provisions for amber. It has a better fail case than the other buildings that were afforded to us, so I think I'm fine taking that. You're fine. You're good. This is fine. It's okay. It's fine. It's just fine. We gotta find stone soon, too. I think I'm gonna have to crack all 4 of these caches. I just don't have the stone to do it. We can't even break them open with rocks, man. It's desperate out here. It's desperate times. So you're gonna make flour for sure. You're gonna go to like 30 on that. You're not going to make barrels. You are going to make packs for provisions, and you're basically going to use anything you can find for that. You're going to go to 30. You are going to stop making packs of provisions. And you're going to send back all of the things that you were trying to steal to make them with. I do still need building materials. I do need 1 person in here still. Anyway, that's storm over. You can now move back to this mushroom field. We can take a cornerstone. Well, the ancient hearth is corrupted. Resources sacked, burn. Resources sacked, burn longer. The ancient hearth isn't being corrupted is the problem. Otherwise, that would have a very fun synergy with the temple. If I decline, I also just get 10 amber, though. And we did just have a trader show up. I'm going to take the 10 amber. I'm going to have you grow. I don't want vegetables. We're fine on food. Don't worry about that. And I need Sahilda to have something that, like, saves my life. And I don't see it. I don't see anything that's super useful here. We don't have nodes that need an herbalist camp to work. +2 to flower production is not great, considering we already get 10 out of it. It takes us from 710 to 712. I don't think that's amazing, considering we farm grain. And then, like, +1 to clay, it's fine, but these 4 nodes are going to be more clay than we ever need. There's 240 clay in that glade. So we're not taking any of these. Do I need any of these items? None of them help me open a cache. Like, they're not rocks, basically. 10 pipes is fine, but I don't think it's actually enough to, like, finish glade events. Maybe this is what we do. Maybe this is what... Maybe... I don't know, man. Maybe. Why don't you come over here? I need beavers back. Stop sacrificing. Leave one person in here to work, basically to deliver education services. Give me all 3 beavers. Can you get me into this glade before Sahilda leaves? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. But I want you to try anyway. And then I need to liberate another worker. You can get liberated, so that you're our free builder. Not pleased. Oh, if we favor beavers, we hit 20. We should probably do that. That would be good. That gets us an order done. This termite mound is also done. We're about to have 2 more beavers, who are probably going to come and work in this post. Because for as much wood as we're producing, we're also consuming a lot. Okay, timed order complete. This gives us 2 more beavers. That's scary. I don't want that many beavers. I think you guys got to work on planks, and then I need someone to work in here. It's going to be a lizard. You're going to get freed from that job so that you can come work in here instead. You are going to make all 3 of these things. And then I have 1 extra worker that I can put back in here. And I can bring you up over here to continue getting clay, and then... I'm gonna rebuild this. It's so far away. Like, it's comically far away. It does make you pie, though. Yeah, but, like, it's so far... Okay, you need to rebuild it. Just do it now. I know you don't have the planks for it right now. You will. I should get... I have another beaver in here. We're fine. We're chilling. I think that was Sahilda leaving. It was. So I can burn half an impatience to get Zorg to show up. Which we might need to do depending on what's in this Forbidden Glade. It requires a lot of resources to explore, but it contains great amounts of treasure. So that sounds nice. You are out of planks for building materials. I still think planks are the best thing to use, though. Just because of how fast we make them. You take 30 seconds to make 2 fabric. You take 20 seconds to make 3 plank. it's so much better. I also don't need to favor you anymore. You're not doing anything for me. I'm pinning all of my hopes on Dangerous Glades at this point. We're not even halfway to winning. And we kind of don't have a sustainable way to do it. Which is, like, a concern. I guess. We'll probably figure something out. We'll see. Not much further to get it open. You are going to finish most of your planting. That's fine. Clearance. You only have 4 charges. Just finish that node. Just finish that node off. It's fine. Building materials are almost done. Glade discovered. What the hell is this? Drainage mole. We can feed it, whatever that's going to do for us. All woodcutters and gatherers get a -22 penalty to resolve. That seems bad. If I could get 4 more tools, I could get a rep out of it. I think that's worth doing. And the way I get the tool is Zorg. Call you. It's going to have to wait until after Storm, because I don't want to go into Storm with like 100,000 hostility. Like, that's going to be really bad, right? So 4 minutes, 13, 12, 9. We'll have time. We will have time to do that. Now what's your deal? You're a market. Passive effect market carts. Global carrying increased by 10. This one I think is probably going to be a salvage, but I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to let it sit there. And then it's just even more clay. Okay. Alright. He's a big lad. He's a big old lad. We gotta get him out of here. Seven seconds. The game will auto pause. You don't have to wait for it. There he is. Okay, I need to sell you these because I don't need them. I need 4 tools. I need 4 tools. Give me those. Traders arrive faster. Don't care. Plantation. Don't care. Bigger barrels. Don't care. This is all I need. So what else can I take from you? Oil. If you could get to 40 oil, you could finish an order. 19. It's actually so doable. You do this. Good trade. Thank you for your business. Don't ever let anyone touch oil. I know that we thought we were going to have like fun and games with sacrificing. No. Okay, you're not allowed to touch it. That's good. You're not allowed to touch it. That's good. And you're not allowed to touch it. That's good. Okay. Close. Close. You need to finish. We need that flour. It's going to give us another building. You... I don't know, just like cut those down. There's a second farm plot. I don't think we're going to be using that. Packs of building materials are done. I would love my villagers to move faster. Flower building? No. Coats building? We do have 2 people that use coats. It's like a little bit of extra resolve, and we're not really doing anything else with our fabric chain right now. And ale doesn't really do anything for us. We have like a slightly more efficient packs of crops. I don't think that matters. I'll take a clothier. I think we could make something happen with that. We could stick you like back here. That's not a horrible walk. This guy, you can come over here. Small herbalist camp is empty. Not quite. You can just come get these berries instead. This farm still sucks. But I think they're going to be able to harvest all the grain. And then you need to get staffed. Why is the grain immediately disappearing when you drop it off? Who is hoarding my grain? Grain. Who uses... Oh, crops! This is not allowed. Return that immediately. Also, stop making these building materials. We gotta let planks catch up. Like, you don't exist anymore. Go somewhere else. You can come work in here to catch up on flour. Also, I don't think you need to exist anymore because you make fabric. This whole building can just go. We're never gonna make pipes. Just get out of here. I can't help but notice, by the way, I think I've misunderstood how Utopia works. I think I need 14 lizards so that they can eat jerky pie and skewers. Because we've been at 4 of 14 forever. And they're fine. They're just chilling there. So I think that's going to be like a minor problem for us. In Storm, I will have the labor force to salvage that market, and I think I will do so. You are going to finish. I think. You are not going to finish. I was just kidding. Alright. Sack all of your woodcutters. Drop me down to 3. 3 is fine. Nobody's homeless. Here's your Storm work assignment. Salvage this building. Work in... I don't have one available. God, I would love to have one more lizard. You're fine there. You guys are good here. You have 3 idle beavers to dole out. What do you want them to do? Work in the temple. Sure. Turn on Sacrament to Flame. We have 300 wood. Just burn it for no... Well, not even for no reason. We're sacking it to Sacrament to the Flame. Right? We're actually almost at the threshold. There you go. Minus 25 hostility. Who needs to use oil when you can just use wood? Like, chop trees with 6 beavers every season. And it's still going. Bonus is added. And also, that's ticking by 2 seconds per second, which I know how that sounds, but... It's respecting the stacks, basically. So if we wanted to, we could go up to burning 3 wood in there. It'd be 3 seconds per second. And we'd trigger it even faster. But as is, I think this is fine. That's a cool engine. I don't think that perk existed last time I played. Or that bonus for the temple. I think it just made sacrificing like more efficient or something. But this is neat. This is positive. I'm enjoying it anyway. We are going to get another level of that this season. So if we chop a ton of wood, we can burn 2 stacks of wood every season and drop our hostility by 50 per season. I think we've actually built like a Go Infinite engine. Because we don't even need to sack during Storm. We could just sack it anytime we want. Anyway, let's see what the cornerstones are. 10 skewers for every 10 pickled goods. I don't think that's going to happen for us. We don't make any of this. Although, no, because we don't have that many farmers. But we do have water skins. Can you make pickled goods in a water skin? Pickled goods. Pickled. 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 Excuse me. All? Show all? There we go. Okay. You can. So if we saw a building that made pickled goods, Zorg's secret ingredient would be very good for us. Biscuit diet would only ever increase like the production of 2 farmers. So I think I will go with that on like the optimistic chance that we see one of those get selected, and then our real work begins. So let me kick one of you guys out of the berry plantation, just so we have an idle builder. I can probably kick one of you out of here by this point. I think 1 beaver is more than enough to keep up with that. I want 2 people working in there for this is fine. Just let it run. Because you guys are gonna be done with that soon, and then I'll have 3 beavers back, and you can come and work in this woodcutter's camp. So, we're starting to approach the point... What do you mean drainage? Oh my god. No. Investigate. Sorry. I forgot to click the button. You should still have time. We're starting to approach the point where I need to find a win con. Population influx will get done. So that's going to put us at 8.4. This is going to put us at 9.4. The question becomes, how do we get to 12 or whatever we need to get to? I don't think we're getting there based on rep. People are, well, maybe we could. Like, if we get really focused on just sacking with the temple, we could actually drive down our hostility so low that we could get resolved a tick. I think. There's population influx done. This brings 5 people in. We might need to do that. There's a lot of people. Yeah. Huh. Well. I think we do this. It's just interesting. it's just a little interesting is all. Okay, market's gone. That will give us an additional beaver. You will be gone soon. We actually like just barely made that timer, which is nice. You guys get in here and chop wood, because I think wood is like starting to turn into our potential win con in a weird way. I don't think this is ever a build that I've really intentionally made before, but like, I guess if it works, it works. Come chop these trees down for a building that I can't remember what I was going to put back there. I guess it was probably a clothier. Oh yeah, because then we have coats, and then people like coats, and then we get extra resolve. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, you've got no more order help coming. I do think that you are seeing us commit to a weird wood sacrifice build. Is it more efficient to sack coal? No, it is the same. Because we can turn 2 wood into 1 coal. Or we could sack 2 wood or 1 coal. It's the same. I think we would actually prefer to burn wood. Also, why don't you move up here and just keep working on the rest of that forest up there? Clothier. Almost. You're almost ready? Now you're ready. It's just a weird build is all. You guys are almost done with the slick show. But it's fine. You're generating jerky, and that makes people enthused. Nobody really likes working in the clothier. So I'm going to say just like make coats until you have 30. It's 1 fabric to 10 coats and it takes a minute and a half. I might need to build a couple of those. I can't take people right now. Although we might take people soon. We may actually accept more people. Because like if you can feed them, why wouldn't you? I'm also thinking like, do you just sack wood now? What if you did, hypothetically? Like, what if you just sacked wood forever? Can you sustain burning 40 wood per minute? With 6 woodcutters camps? Maybe. Honestly. I think there's the possibility that we could. I just need you to finish. You also could take a little work. Alright, that's done. Give me my amber, please. Show me an oil building? No? Okay. That's fine. I didn't, like, really want one. We could take biscuits. We could make biscuits for the cookhouse. We could make skewers. We could take a pickled goods building, which we should probably do because of Zorg's secret ingredient. Or I could get a tools building. I think I kind of have to take a tools building because that will allow me to open 4 caches, and it's kind of turning into our win con. So take carpenter. Like, the thing about Against the Storm is that eventually you need to win. And I think this is something that allows us to win. So you come here. You did get rebuilt. I don't remember doing that, but I'm glad I did. You will burn coal. I want you to just go to 10. Put a lizard in there. They like it. And then in here, planks? No. Tools? Yes. Boards? Yes. Metal? We have so much. I want you to make 30 tools at all times. This building is now how we win. There's enough reputation on the ground that we can just open caches for victory. Because we have this order, plus each of these is 0.75, or for the large ones, a full point. So we have 1, 2.5, 3.25, 4. We have 4 rep on the ground. That's our win. You can see it. I need beavers. I can take 1 out of a stonecutter's camp. And then when storm hits, I can take all of them out of the woodcutters. Wood is increasing despite the fact that we're sacking a stack of it permanently. So that's cool, but we do need to trim all of our woodcutters down. We can't sustain that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and make tools forever. And then how many other idle workers do I have? I have 5. I also need to build another house. You can go. I think I'm done with you. Here. That's not right. I want it to match this one so it's facing the... Look, it's purely an aesthetic choice, okay? But I'm making it. Blizzard's extremely unhappy. I get it. But also a lot of you are homeless right now, and that's, probably contributing in some way. You could burn a second stack of wood. Are you exactly? You're at 53. You'd have to burn coal to do that. I don't think you can afford to. I think you need to put a second lizard in the kiln just to keep up on coal. You could burn a second stack of wood now. Your hostility went down for some reason. I don't know. Oh, you know why? Because the hearth triggered. That's why. Humans also upset now? What a bunch of complainers, man. Anyway, you don't have anything left to do. So you can just come over here. You still don't have anything to do. I think you could come in here. Holy cow, we have so many idle people. I'm just thinking. I can have you and you work in here without screwing my hostility. Just to keep some trees coming in. And then I can have you in here to keep up with planks because they're getting eaten by tools. And I can have you in here for fabrics. And I can have you in here for coats. And I might need to juggle. You know what? I don't think that's sustainable. Give me a second stack of wood getting sacrificed. Lizards are going to be at 0, but I think Storm might end before they have a chance to get too mad about it. This is going to hurt our wood availability overall. But I also think at this point, I'm ready to fully commit to weirdo strats. Like, free up as many beavers as you can. And just trigger Sacrament of the Flame as many times as possible. Drop this to 1, but do not drop it to 0. Give me full weirdo strats. I'm gonna wait for these guys to finish making tools before I take them out. I would accept more people, but I'm a little worried about my food. Newcomers arrive quicker. I don't really care. I'll take 10 amber instead. Where are the rest of my beavers? 2 in the lumber mill. They need to stay there. There's 1 in the temple. How do I get rid of you? You take 1 person out of the leather worker. And then you come in here. And then you come in here. And I think you say for now that's good. You can get out of here. I don't think I can shave. I can shave you. And basically what I want to do is I want to have you running a cache opening job at all times, whether you have the tools for it or not. So let's see how this goes. So we're about to run out of wood. You know, we should stop. Because if I run out of wood, I run out of coal. And that's bad. Let's turn down the Zane a tiny bit. We are at minus 100 hostility from it right now, so if we canned this, we would be at hostility 3. Like, we have a win con. We don't need to get super cute with it. We could have you make pies. Would it accomplish anything? Is this timed? Yes, I need to maintain that production. I don't have... I can't. I don't have the lizards for it. It doesn't matter. We should not have taken Utopia. I don't remember what the other option was, but we will not finish Utopia. It's not the one. Just clear cut this entire forest. You have 10 of 15 tools. As soon as they deliver, you will have enough. We do have coats coming in now, which is nice. That's going to be increasing the resolve of our friends. A nice little +4 to beavers and humans. Lizards, of course, don't care about coats. They have, you know, skin. I don't know. I don't know how lizards is. Maybe we should open another glade. Work on an event. Do something. And you could go boom, boom, boom. Assuming each of those has like an event in it that we can finish for goodies, then maybe we can leave even before we open all these caches. But with our tools production, we have so much metal saved up. And then we additionally have so much copper ore saved up that I don't think it's something we need to be that worried about. We are all the way back up to 60 wood already, so we could sack for a minute. I'd be comfortable sacking for a minute. Bonus is added retroactively. That's crazy. Is there anything else we could sack in here? I'm just asking. if we could find a large rock deposit and sack sea marrow, oh man. Because it's only 20 per minute. You get that stuff so fast. Anyway, I digress. And you're idle. That's okay. I kind of expected you to be idle. Maybe you should use leather to make fabric. I think that's fine. I think that's also fine. Alright, 1 cash down. How many tools do we have? We are back up to 11 already. That's pretty good. And then you're not doing anything because we don't consume packs of provisions and we don't consume flour. So I think I can liberate you. Have you start working on this one, and we're just gonna roll like concurrent cache openings. You have run out of copper bars, which means you need help in here because you're not making it through the copper ore fast enough. Can I give you a warehouse? I can. Give you a warehouse. We don't have a builder for it now, but you'll find one. And then we're just waiting on you to do something with your life. I should have moved like the triple beaver one up there probably. Let's move both of them up there probably. They have a warehouse up here. It'll be fine. You're idle. You go to 30 coal. Just build me up a buffer of coal. Unassign. Drop me to 3. Sack does not do much. But I'm sending it. Because it's going to keep lizards around. It's our small warehouse up. Good. You guys opening this yet? You're at 13 to 15, and you're stalled out. Stonecutter's camp has expired. For now. Why don't you come up there and keep working? Have you guys almost expired? 45 of 70. Man. I think it should actually be you to keep up on metal. Okay, we're out of wood. We should probably stop. No, don't. You're crazy. Do not do it. Just wait. You have more than enough coal. You stalled out your economy for a little while because you got too greedy on sacrifices, but it's fine. You will go unpunished. Give me beavers, man. Resistance to corruption is decreased by 400. I don't think that matters. I'll just take 10 amber. When's my next trader get here? Oh, 11 seconds. How about that? Alright, sure, yeah. Alright. Hello, Sahilda. We were just talking about you. All buildings have storage capacity increased by 10. It's really good. It means that our woodcutters can spend more time working. This also means our woodcutters can spend more time working. You have 10 tools. I'll be taking all of those, please. You can have these 2 tablets that I found instead. And then like 5 of these. I don't even know where they came from. Anything else that you have that I want? No. Alright, send it. That's going to be this cache opened, which is going to not be our next reputation threshold, but it's going to be close. But then the next cache that we open, that's the one. That guy right there, he's going to do it for us. Also, our woodcutters are zooming. So they hold even more stuff in here now. They hold 24. Well, 20. But, you know, they make 2 wood per chop. And then they've got the shortest walk in the world to the small warehouse, which is going to allow us to sack more wood in storm, which is going to allow us to reduce our hostility further. I really think that there is a breakpoint where we could get enough woodcutters to chop enough wood to outscale hostility gain. I don't think we're at it. Why did you pause? What did I do? Whatever. I don't remember what auto pause thresholds I set for any of that. Just get me into this glade so I can work on another event. Give me another rep point. Give me my last blueprint. Maybe it'll be oil. I can bribe them to get a bunch of stuff, or I can chase away. We're going to have to do that because I want the points. And then this spawns totems, and I have to send people to work on them. And I think all they do is increase my hostility, so I just want to finish it before storm. That's all. You're idle. I think that means you're caught up, basically. And then do you have tools locked in here? You have 2. So this says that we're at 12. We're actually at 14. There's Sea Marrow. We can do it. We can visit Sacktown. Population me. I'm so excited. I love Sacktown. We can also make 2-star pickled goods. This is an excellent event. Where am I going to find people to do it? The temple, temporarily, because we're not sacking right now. I need you 3 to come in here and rebuild this. It's so far away from anything, but I don't know, maybe it'll be fine. And then once I hit 15 tools, which is going to happen like right now, basically, we are going to take everyone off woodcutting and have them come in here and solve that event. There's also another cache in 30 metal. I could smash it with Sea Marrow, which I can mine now. Just something to think about. You guys done over here yet? Almost. I'd like you to force delivery, please. I want those tools like right now. Because I want to finish this before clearance starts. It's 5 minutes. This is going to be a sketchy storm. But I don't think I can wait any longer on it. Investigate? You have anything you can do? No. Well, I want someone to work here. Packs of crops I don't need. Pickled goods. Like, sure. I don't know. I'll let one person work there. What's the worst that could happen? And then keep doubling down on wood. I need people to work here too. You're at capacity. You're at capacity, just in a different way. You're, I guess, at capacity because I never see you complain about being idle. I don't think I need that many carpenters. Which gives me... my woodcutters are full. Okay. Then I will borrow one of you. And... could I borrow someone from a kiln? A minute for 5 coal. You burn a coal in 40s. I think I could get rid of one of you. Oh, actually I didn't need to. I have one more idle worker than I thought. You can come back in here. Get back in there. And then you guys are going to come work on that. Good. Estimated time 4 minutes. Please come back. And then this is the rub, right? Fishman totem, hostility increased by 60 seconds. Investigate. They pop up every minute. They take a minute 20 to clear. So the hostility increases. We are going to consume twice the amount of food this storm. But that's it. That's all that's going to happen. Everything else will be fine. And you guys will have that wrapped up in a little while. So an evaluation of where we're at. We make tools slowly. We need to open 2 more caches, which is going to be this one and then one of the big ones. That is going to give us basically all the rep we need, actually, in addition to solving this event. We'll be good. So we've kind of won. We just have to go through the motions and not screw it up. Just wait for all of our tools to build up, basically. Scouts are idle? Why? Investigate. What are you doing? Oh my god. Just press investigate. It's not directed at the game, it's directed at me. I am the one who needs to press investigate. It's my fault. I'm chastising myself. Every single one of my lizards is going to leave this storm. Incidentally. They are going to be pissed, man. They just hate how hostile it is here. And it's fair. I wouldn't blame them. I haven't done anything for them. They're housed and they get to have jerky sometimes. Is that enough for me, like a guy in his mid-30s, to have a house, eat jerky every night? I'm fine with it, but I don't live in the forest where it rains all the time either. So I guess it's like a different calculus for them. It's done in a minute 20. I don't love to see that. Hostility 7. I don't love to see that. Get rid of these. Hostility 6. I can do you... Oh my god, we have 337 wood? Never mind. Burn it all. It's fine. Don't listen to them. This event finishes soon, and then we'll be fine. It's only lizards complaining. Don't make fabric. What are you doing? Don't make fabric. Just make pickled goods. And then you have 5 idle beavers. What can they do? They can come make tools. We don't have the bars for it, but like they can make tools. Investigate. You are done in 15 seconds. A glade event has been completed. +1 rep. Flour, ale, fabric. I unfortunately don't think I care about any of these. Training gear at 1, it doesn't matter. It's not a choice that matters. Three. It's not good enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, 17. That is good enough. I'd like you to force a delivery after you're done with those, because it means that you will be able to open this cache. Investigate. Newcomers arrive 25% quicker. Urban reproductions increase per biscuits. Nah, I should have taken amber there, I guess, because neither of them make a difference. But all right, finish that last totem up. We still have 40 wood. It's really good. Take the... Where can I get more beavers? You guys get out of here. I need beavers. 1, 2, 3. Them cutting wood like next to a warehouse is really do it. You can come in here. I need to liberate one worker. The Fishman Cave will self-liberate. You don't need an item builder right now. And outside of that, I think we're going to be just fine. So you're going to finish. You're going to move us to like 12.75, something like that. And then we open you and we're done. Well, no. No. You need to actually open it with tools. You can't just break it open with Steam Arrow. Because then we get the rep for open or send caches, but we can get the rep for actually, opening the thing. We could also just open another glade, now that I think about it. That's also an option. Just do an event. Interface with one of the core gameplay mechanics. You know the drill. I do think that this run could go infinite. I'm not going to try it, because we're coming up on 2 hours already. We'll do like a weirdo going infinite run at some point. Just not yet. But I do think it's possible. For this run specifically, and honestly for any run that you get Temple with. I think Sacrament of the Flame is completely busted for hostility management. That's a really, really good perk. I think Temple went from being like one of the worst support buildings to probably one of the best. That's just my guess. That's just my appraisal. But I believe it to be true. You're not fast enough at making metal. You're only 30 seconds. I guess it's taking you so long because you're so far away. Also, we're actually about to run out of our copper ore. We may need to summon a trader to get that last bit of tool. Or, alternatively, we can break this one open so that we can open... Oh no, we could just open this one. This one's only 15. Yeah, that works much better. So 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, whatever. I think we clear it. The point is, I think we make it. And if we don't make it there, we definitely make it by finishing a glade. The hell are you? Cooked and raw food disappears? Do you just work it? You don't even bring it anything? Yeah, that seems really easy. Just go investigate that bad boy. And then there's also a forager's camp in here that we still don't really have a use for. Yeah, dude, just send it. That will put you at 14. You need 15. You have enough to smelt one more metal? Oh, you have 14 copper bars. Yeah, you actually have plenty. I don't exactly know how I want to go about doing it. Because I need 2 spare people and I have none spare people. Maybe primarily because that drop-off needs to happen. I'm just going to wait. There's no rush. Do the flour. It's going to eat all your food, but it's fine. You can harvest more. You've been food positive for some time, and each of these pickled goods, like, doubles your food. We can move the trapper camp over to these eggs afterwards, and then that's an easy source of pickled goods. We have multiple ways out. Also, even if people get mad, we'll just rush this box, and then we're done. So I think we have multiple pathways to victory here. Also, when's our next trader? 8 minutes? We could call him for one... hostility. No, 1 impatience. But I don't think that's strictly necessary at this point. Still at 6. Just make your drop off. Yeah, you have enough. Forced delivery. Forced delivery. Shun all of your woodcutters who chopped 300 wood this year. Shun all of them. Have them open this cache and then you win. The flowers, whatever. I'm just doing it to do it. What happens if we fail it? -3 global resolve. Oh, and they spread. Yikes. Alright, you guys get out of here. You go here and here. Send a citadel. I know you don't have the tools right now. You will. Sack all your wood for fun. Are people working in the temple? Yes. Although it is retroactive, so I guess it really doesn't matter if people are working in the temple or not. Because it says it applies the bonus retroactively. This was a neat run. We are, like, probably going to starve to death at the end of this if we weren't about to finish the game. But fortunately we are about to finish the game, so we're not going to starve to death. Low on food? Yeah, I bet. I bet we're low on food. But it doesn't matter, because we're done in 1:20. Which is really like, I don't know, like a minute, because we're on 1.5x. But there you go. First Against the Storm game of 2024 in the books. Picking up right where we left off with just winning on Viceroy. Or I guess technically we were playing on Prestige 1 last time, but, you know, same difference. It's all the same thing. You guys get back in here, cut wood for fun. It's 5 seconds, we win. There we go. Do that. Do this. Back to world map. First game in the books. Only took us 11 years. Got a handful of achievements for it too. Got a level up for it too. Unlocked a ton of buildings that, like, would I wonder if it was even possible for us to produce oil. Like, did we even have the requisite buildings? I don't know. Either way, an oil game would have been very fun, but the wood game also got kind of weird in a fun way. So there we go. Let's take a look at all of our deeds, collect all of our stuff. Viceroy's quarters. I did get spoiled on Viceroy's quarters, so we'll go and check that out quick. I don't know what it does, but, like, I went in there and I was like, oh, this is... I don't understand what this is for. We got new decor items. Ton of XP. Sometimes the charm win 3 games. Standard uniform. Home decoration. I don't know what it means. No dead villagers on Viceroy or higher. Didn't we do this? Oh, it's because we claimed it. Of course. I wanted to scroll down to, like, what's the hardest thing possible. The Queen's Hand Trial. I don't know what that is. But, sure. Why not? I am your nephew. Hello, Aunt Lori. How are you doing? I don't think there's anything we can do in our home yet, though. I have to go. No, I don't want to talk to you. Just, okay. You know what? We'll do that later. That's where we're going to be done for now. We're going to keep going with this. This is going to be the new game to play in the Terraformer slot, because I love Against the Storm, and I think it's a great time. Will we be able to make it all the way to our first seal before we run out of year? Probably not. I've never really been that fast of a player, and I enjoy longer, zanier builds, but we'll see what we can do. Either way, we're probably going to do, like, this Watchtower spot next. That should be fun. It's a second Royal Woodlands game, which is kind of boring, but you know how it goes. But until then, I will see you guys around next time. Take care, and enjoy the rest of your day.